Look up at the night sky and count how many stars you can see. You probably think it's just dead rock, gas, and empty freezing space, but some scientists now believe the universe might actually be alive in a way that would terrify you. Before we go further, hit subscribe now because this story only gets stranger from here. Long before telescopes existed, ancient people already believed the sky above them was breathing and alive. They prayed to the stars, feared eclipses, and treated storms as living, angry beings. For thousands of years, this belief was dismissed as superstition invented by frightened, uneducated ancient minds. Then in 2020, scientists mapped something called the cosmic web connecting every galaxy together. What they found looked disturbingly similar to neurons firing inside a living human brain. Researchers compared the structure of galaxy clusters directly against real brain tissue under a microscope. The similarity in branching patterns was not just poetic, it was mathematically measurable and precise. Both networks distribute information through thin filaments connecting billions of separate isolated nodes together. Your brain does this with neurons, the universe apparently does this with galaxies. This is why some physicists now whisper that the cosmos might be thinking. But the story gets stranger once you zoom into how stars are born. Stars are not permanent objects. They are born, they age, and they die. A star forms inside a cloud of gas, ignites, burns for billions of years. Eventually it dies, and it explodes outward as a violent, brilliant supernova. That explosion scatters heavy elements across space, seeding future stars and future planets. This is exactly how your own body constantly destroys old cells and builds new ones. Every 7 years, most of the cells in your body are completely replaced. Stars follow the same rhythm, dying so that newer, brighter stars can form. Scientists call this stellar nucleosynthesis, but it looks eerily similar to biological reproduction. A dying star literally becomes the raw material for the next generation. This means every atom inside your body once existed inside a dying star. You are not separate from this cycle, you are a direct product of it. But if stars behave like cells, what do entire galaxies behave like instead? Galaxies do not sit still, they move, they interact, and sometimes they collide. Right now, the Andromeda galaxy is racing directly toward our own Milky Way. In about 4 billion years, the two galaxies will violently merge into one another. During this collision, gas clouds mix, new stars ignite, and old ones die. This looks remarkably similar to two living organisms merging and creating new offspring together. Dark matter, invisible and mysterious, holds these galaxies together like an unseen nervous system. Without dark matter, galaxies would simply fly apart and stars would scatter uselessly. Some researchers now compare dark matter to connective tissue holding an organism's body together. If this comparison holds true, then galaxies might be feeding, growing, and reproducing. This idea unsettles many scientists because biology was never supposed to apply here, and now we arrive at the part of this story that disturbs people deeply. In 2020, physicist Franco Vazza compared the cosmic web against a human brain directly. His study found the two networks were startlingly similar in complexity and structure. The human brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons connected by countless branching pathways. The observable universe contains a similar order of magnitude of large galaxies. This is not proof of consciousness, but the numerical resemblance disturbed many physicists deeply. Some theorists now propose something called the Boltzmann Brain paradox, and it's terrifying. It suggests our entire conscious experience could be one random fleeting cosmic fluctuation. Under this idea, the universe briefly assembles a working brain, then instantly forgets it. Everything you have ever felt, loved, or feared might be one disappearing thought. Most physicists reject this as mathematically absurd, yet it keeps resurfacing in serious papers. It forces us to ask an uncomfortable question nobody really wants answered honestly. What if meaning itself is just a temporary accident inside something impossibly larger? This thought experiment does not claim the universe is definitely conscious or aware. It simply shows how easily our comfortable assumptions about reality can collapse instantly. After confronting something that unsettling, let's return to solid, grounded, testable scientific evidence instead. In the 1970s, scientist James Lovelock proposed something called the Gaia hypothesis about Earth. He argued Earth behaves like a single self-regulating organism, not just dead rock. Ocean temperatures, oxygen levels, and carbon cycles stay balanced through constant natural feedback loops. When carbon dioxide rises too high, oceans and forests absorb it and rebalance everything. When temperatures shift, entire ecosystems adjust their behavior to restore natural equilibrium again. This does not mean Earth thinks or plans anything the way humans do. It means Earth behaves like a living system through pure physical and chemical feedback. Lovelock's idea was mocked for decades before climate science eventually proved him mostly correct. Earth truly does regulate itself the way a living body regulates its temperature. This softer example shows lifelike behavior does not always require actual consciousness or intention. Complex systems can mimic life through feedback alone, without ever truly being alive. So maybe the universe isn't alive in the way a human or animal is. maybe it simply behaves like life, because life and physics share the same underlying rules. Now here is the twist that changes how you'll see the night sky forever. We assume humans look outward and observe a distant, silent, indifferent universe above. But astrophysicist Carl Sagan once argued this relationship actually runs in the opposite direction. He said humans are made of star material that eventually gained the ability to think. In other words, the universe built eyes so it could finally observe itself. When you stare at stars, atoms forged inside ancient stars stare back through you. You are not separate from the universe, watching it from somewhere safely outside. You are the universe, temporarily arranged into a shape capable of asking questions. Every thought inside your mind is the cosmos briefly becoming aware of itself. If the universe is alive, it is not alive separately from you at all. It is alive precisely because you exist, think, wonder, and eventually look upward. Maybe the question was never whether the universe is alive or completely lifeless. Maybe the real question is whether you ever noticed you were part of it. Somewhere between exploding stars, colliding galaxies, and self-balancing planets, something learned to wonder. That something was never separate from the universe, watching from a safe distance. It was always the universe itself, quietly waking up, one mind at a time.